Hey guys, I hope you're doing well. And in this playlist, I'd like to talk about ChatGPT comprehensively in order to guide you how to use it and what are the capabilities, what are the abilities of the ChatGPT, and it's gonna be very useful for all kind of tasks. Okay, but now the oral overview is sufficient, and then I dive deep into each part. Okay, guys, let's get started by this mind map that I created for better understanding. So, first of all, it's about the natural language understanding and generation. Natural language is so important because we require to talk about and obtain the responses based in human language and in a way that we can understand it better. So ChatGPT is and a lot of other AI tools are natural language based that we ask them like a human and they provide answers for us again like a human. So this is great. And this is the explanation from ChatGPT. As I told you, I try to take explanation from ChatGPT and I put my experiences into these parts. It's great for holding conversations, and I will discuss here, as you see. It's about providing information about various topics, a wide range of topics, as I mentioned here, and about debating topics. So, as far as data is available on the internet, so they can be imported into the databases and clear them, and finally feed the machine learning algorithms with this, and they can learn from them. So ChatGPT, because the OpenAI company contains a lot of data from various resources, they can produce this generation of ChatGPTs to support various topics. So this is really great. So I'd like to talk about other features. I'd like first about talk about information retrieval and summarization. ChatGPT is awesome in summarization, and in my perspective, after working with a lot of AI tools, I found that ChatGPT is the best one for this. But again, this is based on my personal opinion. I can guarantee. So you can import a lot of data, a large amount of data, and it can summarize it for you. It could be short, it could be long summary and highlighting the key points for you, or any other task that you require and anything that you wanted. For instance, you can ask for a special detail for any kind of key points, or I don't know, maybe you wanted just to expand the explanation and others. Okay, all of them depends on you, but it can support the key points. But here is the really important consideration. Precision is very, and summarization is something challenging for so many AI tools. After summarize, please check the content that you require. Okay, in most of the time, unfortunately, they lose the data, they lose the important information, and you have to remind them to catch them as well. So all of this together, based on your supervision, and of course, your important question can direct ChatGPT in order to obtain the information. So please be careful about this part and be careful about the precision and check manually if they could cache the important information just as a grasp, not very detailed study or reading. I know if you can study, of course you study it, not summarize it, but you have to be careful about this summarization. Another core capability is about the translation. It supports multiple languages, of course, as far as I mentioned, as much as it can get data from internet or other resources, it can learn from them. So we see a lot of text, a lot of videos and other stuff on the internet from multiple languages. So ChatGPT will learn from them and support various languages. So it could be great for translation. And in my perspective, it's much better than Google Translate. Google Translate is so weak, and a lot of time it's confused and translated in the wrong way. For instance, you mean is another, but it translates to another way. And this is not totally optimized to using Google Translate, but you have to be careful about the ChatGPT because ChatGPT has some of the limitation, even in the premium account. So sometimes maybe you have to use Google Translate or other tools, other AI tools that I will discuss in the future, like Copilot or Gemini or others. But about translation, Google Translate is so big. It's just useful for basic. Another part, I like to focus on this part as a nightmare. As you see, I just wrote them as a nightmare. Even for this video, I try to use ChatGPT as I told you. I try to take sufficient information about its capabilities, and it could be useful for stories, poems, dialogues, and not just this that it mentioned, but also in other aspects, as you see, a formal letter or emails or any administrative task that I know they are so boring, and anytime you have to spend so much time in order to create a formal letter or email, they are so time consuming, and I know it's like eating you. Uh, in these times, you can use creative writing in order to uh, obtain the letter that you require for your task. All of this together. And that could be great for writers, educators, and content creators. This is a text from ChatGPT. I hope it's from ChatGPT, but I like to show you how much it could be wonderful to see this kind of text. And for instance, if you're a writer, it can generate, for instance, a part of your novel and combine them together, or even brainstorm you and provide you a lot of ideas to how you can write them and what you can write and others. Once upon a time, in a land far away, a brave knight set out on a quest to find a dragon that had been terrorizing his village. Along the way, he discovered that the dragon was not a menace, but a misunderstood creature. It's fascinating for me to see this created by AI, and I love it. So, another great part for developers, for programmers, is about the coding assistance. Technical perspective, uh, as you see, this is a technical perspective, and it supports multiple languages from Java, JavaScript, Python, C Sharp, C++, and other languages, and gonna be great to use this AI. And of course, there are some more other and advanced AI tools that help you more than just ChatGPT. And in other AI, they can competence with ChatGPT. I will discuss about them in the future. It could be useful for you for code snippets, then debugging help, comments, or any explanation of a special concept or part of the code. And of course, it can report for you and other anything that you require. It can be produced by ChatGPT. But it's really confused sometimes and really boring, and you have to challenge it and provide it sufficient information about the program that you want to produce and talk about the various parts. And sometimes the thing that I do is to break the codes, break the topics into the subtopics in order to be more understandable for ChatGPT. So this is so crucial that it's kind of like stupid so many times because it's not mature. And you see this for ChatGPT 4 and 4.0. That's it has a lot of problems, and unfortunately it hasn't matured yet. So break the codes into various pieces and try to split the topic into various subtopics. Another amazing part is about the tutoring and education. Tutoring and education is really great for researchers, for professors, for students, and any person who is educator and wanted to learn something. Okay, it can talk about complex topics, solve the problems, and help with the homework. And of course, I can help you about the mathematics. We can provide it. You can just provide an overall equation or just the name of a formula, and then it can provide you a lot of explanation. And you can ask about the details, about the parameters, about the various parts and how it's obtained, and any other question that you have in your mind. As far as it has data, it can provide answers for you. So this is a great, especially for some, as I told you, because I'm a student, so this is really great for me. And so many times I try to get help from ChatGPTs to study my courses and others. So some of the uh, university or some of the professors forbid the students to use ChatGPT for tutoring or even using it for homeworks. But AI is our assistant. It can save our time and energy and put us on just the major concepts. And it can be time saving. And for instance, I'm not a Node.js developer, so I had a project in Node.js and I had to use ChatGPT to um, do it all, but I had to direct ChatGPTs in a way that I want it and guide it because sometimes, as I told you, it's confused. And then I produced the program that I wanted, but without my programming. About only that I had, it was my mind, it was my mind map that I had in my mind and programming experience that I had, and I put them together in order to direct the ChatGPT to produce the program that I wanted. Okay, and another part is about the personal assistant task. One of my major goal in this channel that personal assistant task is really helpful for us. Sometimes you just need, uh, you're just looking for a consultant to help you for instance, to organize tasks you wanted to do. So ChatGPT is a great option for you. Suggestion reminders. It cannot set it on its own, but it can offer you several, for instance, tools and provide you the map or table to can organize your tasks, creating the list and scheduling advice. I will provide a lot of information for you, how you can be more productive and how you can manage your time and energy in the future, and don't worry about them. And even about the documentation, I really have been utilized ChatGPT for a long time for documentation. It's going to be great, especially when integrated with other tools. This is really amazing part. So it makes it easier to stay organized and manage your time effectively. Manage your time effectively. This is something that we are facing. Time challenging is one of the most problems and issue that we are facing, and we have to deal with that, and ChatGPT can help us. So conversational companionship in a 4.0 version, and 4, it's so stupid until you can talk with it and have a casual conversation. But it's not bad. But at first it takes some of the time in order to convince it to talk normally, not just provide you examples. As I told you, it's a mature. It's on the way to reach to this purpose. So it could be great for language learners and it could be great for companionship and entertainment. But to be honest, it's not that friend. This is a bot, and there are more, I think, better tools for this purpose, and much better. But ChatGPT is not useful for this a lot. This is great for language learning. As far as I checked, this is not a specialty that I haven't dived deep into a lot, but I know that there are better tools for it. So that's it. Let's have a really brief look about what we had. Natural language understanding generation, as I told you, it can understand the natural language. and we can talk to it like a human and it answers us, again, human based. Then we can use it for information retrieval. As I told you, you can obtain a lot of information about a wide range of subjects, and you can import the files or PDFs or any words. Most of the time I imported the PDFs and it can summarize it for you. But about the summarization, you have to use premium account because it's free. It has a lot of limitation. And about the translation, as far as I know, the Google Translate is really. I don't like to say something bad, but it's not. It cannot be compared with ChatGPT and even other AI tools. So I prefer to use ChatGPT's Copilot and, for instance, Gemini. These are great for translation and could be great for language learning. And of course, it can support multiple languages. And it's not maybe categorized in the translation, but you can check all of the syntax, all of the word meaning in ChatGPT. You can ask it, and it can provide you with explanation. Creative writing, as I told you about the stories, poems, dialogues, and it could be great for writers, content producers, or even it could be useful for administrative tasks and for formal email or something that you are facing challenges. And we have the technical perspective about the coding assistance for snippet, debugging help, comments, and any other explanation about the code. And it can produce it from scratch and other parts. And totally it's great for students, researchers, and professors to find out and getting some aid for complex topics, solving the problems and others. And personal assistant tasks for instance, for scheduling, for to-do lists, for setting reminders. It's not setting reminders, it's just suggesting you how to remind yourself for doing something, for documentation and grades. It helps you to stay organized and manage your time effectively. And finally, you can consider it as a casual friend, consider it for as a friend, and you have casual conversation. But I don't suggest ChatGPT for this purpose. Only if it's convinced that it has to talk with you casually. That's very dive. Not just provide you examples. As I told you, you have to direct it. This is so important. Okay, thank you so much, guys, for your time. And I didn't want it to have a video for this, but I don't know. It just comes into my mind, and I like to tell you. Okay, and thank you for your attention, for your time, and I hope we have a great journey of AI tools and how they can improve our life and enhance the quality of life, and that would be great. I see you soon, guys. Take care. Love you. Bye bye.